A new devolution deal for the East Midlands has been signed. The £1.14 billion devolution deal will cover Derbyshire, Nottinghamshire, Derby and Nottingham. It'll be providing the region with a new directly elected Metro Mayor and a guaranteed income stream of £38 million per year for the next 3 decades. Well, I'm joined now by one of the men behind this deal. Ben Bradley is the MP for Mansfield. Ben, I suppose the big question here is how come this has taken so long? We've got a mayor of the East Midlands, we've got a mayor of London, we've got a mayor of Greater Manchester, we've got a mayor of Cambridgeshire and Peterborough. We've got mayors all over the place. The East Midlands seems to be a little bit behind the tracks on this.
It absolutely has been, and I'm really pleased that we finally got something over the line. The existing deals largely, particularly those big successful ones that we all know, West Midlands, Greater Manchester, are built around those metro areas, much simpler structures in terms of local government, much easier to get everybody on the same page. You've got that big city in the middle. We've not got that. We've got multiple big towns, multiple cities, some rural areas across different counties that have rivalries as well. And historically, if you want to invest in the East Midlands, in Derbyshire and Nottinghamshire, you've got 19 different council leaders to talk to. Just doesn't work. So one of the great benefits of tying us together in this way to finally getting this over the line is a coherent strategy, coherent plan for the future, and hopefully that one mayor, that Andy Street, Ben Houchin figure, and if you want to go and invest in our area, you go and do it and they can sort it.
It's been a successful model for other parts of the country, but I wonder if there's been a lack of ambition here. Just 2 counties combining their authorities and indeed 2 cities, whereas Lincolnshire, Leicestershire and Northamptonshire have been left out of this. They're the other counties in the East Midlands, yet they won't be part of the East Midlands mayoral structure. Why is that?
Well, some of it is some of the local challenges I've just pointed out of different leaders and priorities and looking in different directions. Some of it is a matter of time. This is a first step on a road, not the end. We've seen, again, in the West Midlands, Greater Manchester, that every budget, every year, they get a little bit more, and it grows and expands. And the more we can do that over time, the better. I would fully expect Leicestershire, for example, to play some part in this in the future. So we're on day one here, really, of a new system and a new plan. What it means, though, and what we haven't had in the past, is we can have this accountable structure. Government says it expects if it's going to give you money, you will have a mayor, you will have a combined authority, and that's where it will pass this extra funding and power down. We've never had that, so we've never been eligible for all the goodies, if you like, that other areas have had. Once we get this off the ground, we will be, and it's only upwards from there.
Certainly it sounds like there are many positives to this arrangement. The more money that's going to come to your area, that central figure who will represent and really fight for that area when it comes to representing issues to government. What have been the big challenges in terms of getting this up and running? What have been the stumbling blocks along this long road?
Well, we, as I say, have a very complicated kind of local structures and geographies in a way that hasn't really been a problem in other places. That's why we've needed to wait for this new legislation that's going through the Commons to help aid us bringing all those different places together. 19 councils, everywhere from just south of Manchester right down to almost kind of Loughborough and into the West Midlands in some areas. So it's a huge geography. That brings complexities, and it's taken a lot of work to bring partners together, to get political leaders across all different divides into a good place on it. But the level of political coherence, cross-party support for this now is fantastic. And most recently, the challenge, of course, is we were supposed to finish this thing in October, November. We've done it in August because of the national challenges and uncertainty. That's been a huge piece of work. But as I say, we've got it over the line. I'm really pleased that we've taken that first step. An extra £1 billion of investment. Really, when you draw in the private sector investment that comes alongside that, you can grow that part. You're talking £5-6 billion of extra cash that we haven't had before, and that's absolutely huge for the region.
Really, really interesting to look at exactly what this means for the rest of the country as well, because of course, as you rightly say, this region is both rural and urban. Continuing this model, it's easy to see how potentially what we will see is an area is a replicatable model around the United Kingdom whereby everyone, at least in England, will have a directly elected mayor.
Well, government has said that they would like everybody to have the option to have devolution and powers passed to their area. They've set out very clear framework as to if you do X, you will get Y. We said we wanted to go whole hog. We wanted maximum money and powers for our region, and that meant we had to have a mayor. That's the price, if you like, of getting the most of everything. But there are other options too. We were really pleased and keen to go first, because if we are going to make that model that's then replicated by everybody else, as a region, we want to shape that. We want to make it work for us, not just have to copy and paste what everybody else does later on. And I've been really pleased that, being both the leader of the council and the MP, I've been able to kind of go backwards and forwards and tie those things together and get us into a good place.
Well, Ben Bradley, Member of Parliament for Mansfield, and one of the key driving voices behind this devolution deal. Thank you so much for joining us here on The Briefing this morning. Really interesting subject there.